everyone. In this video lecture, we will understand performance test of the diesel engine. First, we will see the detail of diesel engine. It is a cut section model of diesel engine manufactured by Cooper Diesel, and then we will take reading of another engine which is manufactured by the Ruston Diesel company. So first we will discuss basic construction of the diesel engine. Then we will go to another engine. So this is a sectional view of inlet port, injection port, injector port, and valves mechanism. This is valve. It is fixed with the help of spring, and this is the port of the injector. This is another port. It is used to make decompression, or we can remove this plug and then the engine will rotate freely. We can use this port for pressure measurement also. Actual pressure test and vacuum test can be performed from this port. So these are two valves, inlet and exhaust valve. Top is the inlet valve and this is the exhaust valve. It is operated with the help of rocker arms. So this is the functioning of the inlet and exhaust valve. Opens as per valve timing diagram. Here cam is operating as per valve timing diagram, and this is rocker arm. This is the port, exhaust port. From here exhaust will be discharged. So this is the thread connector for valve exhaust pipe. This is the tappet, and this spring is locked with here by washer. This rocker arm is pivoted here, and other end is connected with the camshaft. Cam and camshaft. The follower is provided on the other end of this rocker arm. Same way port is provided above for inlet port. When this valve is going downward, air will be entered. This is piston cylinder mechanism. This is jacket cooling. This cavity is for jacket cooling. Here we will supply water or coolant, and this is internal space. It is circulating inside this cavity. This is piston, and this is model. So here liner is not provided. Otherwise, liner sleeve is press fitted here, and piston is sliding inside the liner. This is here is with Gaussian pin connected with connecting rod, and the piston ring, oil scraping rings are provided at here. So when it is moving, you can see the slot of the piston rings. This is flywheel. This is crankshaft, big end of the connecting rod, and these are the bearing, two bearing of the crankshaft. This gear train is supplying motion to camshaft for opening and closing of the valves. So here speed ratio is always 1/2 in 4-stroke engine, because each valve opening and closing takes place during the 2 revolution, one time during the 2 revolution of the engine. This is governor. This is fly mass. Red color is the flying mass which is moving radially outside or inside. Here we can assemble pump, and pump is operated by cam here. One cam is provided bottom of the pump. This cam is moving this rocker arm. We have seen first the opening and closing of the valve with the help of rocker arm. So this is operated by this cam. Here there are 3 cams provided on single shaft. One is for fuel pump, One is for opening and closing of the valve, and another is for lubrication pump. So when the RPM is increased, these flying mass are moving radially outside, and the inside portion is pressing this sleeve, this disc type sleeve, and this sleeve is moving axially, so this link will move toward the left side. So this is controlling RPM of the engine with the help of changing the fuel supply in the fuel pump. We will see detailed overall entire mechanism, working of the mechanism in another engine, but here we have removed the pump and section is provided how KM is operating the fuel pump. Another cam is provided here. This cam is oscillating this link, and finally it is reciprocating the lubricating pump. There are two mechanisms of reciprocating pump for supplying the lubricating oil. This is cam operating the rocker arm. So this is our engine for test. We will perform test on this engine. Similar mechanism is present here. This is fuel storage and fuel pump. We cannot see in last engine. Here one cam is provided, and that is supplying oil, high pressure oil to cylinder, and one pipe is supplying oil to crankshaft. This is governor. This governor was seen in a red color flying mass in last engine. This is fuel pump, not shown in engine in cut section model. So bottom of this pump is one cam is provided, and this cam is operating this push rod and rocker arm. So bottom one rocker arm is provided and top is one rocker arm, and it is operating inlet valve and exhaust valve. Exhaust pipe is going downward, underground it is going to underground, and then it is discharged outside of this lamp. This pipe is connected to suction line. This pipe is for coolant supply. We have seen the port, cut section view port. This is supplying coolant to the engine jacket. So we will start this engine and we will observe all working mechanism and required reading in this engine. This is starting mechanism of the engine. One cranking handle is provided and it is removed when engine will be start. But before starting we have to rotate with sufficient RPM. When sufficient momentum is available in this flywheel, then we can compress the air inside the cylinder. When it is compressed, then the compressed air temperature will be increased and diesel will be ignited. But directly we cannot compress air by this handle. So sufficient RPM is required before starting. One decompression valve is provided at inlet line of the engine. So before starting we will operate this valve. This valve actually maintain inlet valve open condition. Inlet valve will not close when we operate one lever is provided here. This is known as decompression lever. So when starting is required, inlet valve remain always open. So you can rotate freely. Compression will not take, air will be exit, and during suction, air will be entered. So it is easy to provide momentum. Then this valve will be closed, and due to the momentum of this flywheel will compress the air and engine will be started. So this is starting procedure. Engine not started. Why? It is rotated backside. Why? Because engine cannot start due to cold condition. Due to compression, some heat will be generated due to compression of the air. This heat will be absorbed by the cold wall of the cylinder. So, if your engine not working since many time, then you cannot start easily in first attempt. Some heating takes place after 2 to 3 effort, then it can easily start. So it is why it is back rotated, because the air cannot compress by the momentum of the flywheel. Sufficiently it was not rotated. So when air is expand, and it will move the piston again in reverse direction. So it is rotated reverse direction. Now you can see the valve of the decompression. See, this valve, this is lever, not valve, decompression valve. This is lever. It is all during starting it was on up position. So when it is in up position, this inlet valve remain open. So you will observe the RPM of the engine. When it is rotating with high RPM by handle, then you will move in this position. This is the starting position. At this position, decompression valve or this inlet valve may be closed as per the movement of the camshaft. So when it closed, air cannot go outside and compression will take place and engine will be start. This is the exact working of the camshaft and rocker arm. You can see and you can understand by the operation. This lever is used for stopping the engine. This is move downward. It is pivoted here, and one other end is moving upward. It is directly connecting with the bottom of the plunger of fuel pump. Plunger reciprocating vertically. And here bottom is connected with cam, which operating the fuel pump. When you will move this lever downward, and here one pin is inserted, so it cannot go upward. During stopping position, you will press this lever downward and you will insert pin here, so it cannot move upward. This is stopping position. What happening by this lever? The plunger is not coming downward, so fuel suction will not take place. Plunger remain top position, so fuel supply, suction and pressurization not takes place and engine will be stopped. So we will see again in stopping position, but this is why it is provided here. We can observe slowly the movement of the cam. That's why this clip is provided. This is the exact operation of the. This is push rod. This is rocker arm, and again it is other end it is operating valve. This is exhaust valve and top is the inlet valve. This is governor. And this cam is operating oil pump. Here two reciprocating mechanism is there. Pump type is supplying oil to, one is oil going to cylinder, another pipe is going to the crankshaft. This is casing cover. This is two flywheel. The shape is different because other flywheel is used for measuring the torque. So its shape is prepared like pulley. This fuel pipe coming from fuel pump. The pressure may be nearly about 100 bar, and this is metallic steel pipe, and this pipe is connecting to injector. This is fuel injector. It may be placed inclined, side or top, but the opening inside is going to the space of the cylinder. So why it is metallic pipe? Because the high pressure is required to atomize the fuel, and the fuel injector is always fitted such like this clamping such way that the clamping is necessary. So when we remove these two bolts, it will be freely outside. The spark plug of the petrol engine is fixed with thread. So you will rotate the plug and you can remove. But here there is no threading mechanism. It is press fitted by this clamp. This is indicator instrument is connecting inside the cylinder. What is the change in the pressure occurring inside the cylinder is sensed by this instrument. This is indicator. Actually this is required in laboratory, otherwise this is not provided by any engine manufacturer. But we are going to test the performance of the engine. So we have required PV diagram to calculate the work done. Work done under PV diagram. So we will generate PV diagram with this instrument. Whatever the change pressure is change in pressure inside cylinder is sensed by this instrument. This is inlet. So here it is connected with pipe and drum. It is connected with pipe and drum, and the drum is open outside at orifice. This is orifice. Drum is open, opening is provided here, orifice, and this diameter of the orifice is known. So you know the requirement of orifice. Orifice is useful to measure the mass flow rate. Air flow rate we can measure. How we measure? We are measuring inside pressure also by providing water manometer, inclined tube water manometer. So suction takes place here. This tube is connected with manometer. This is inclined U tube water manometer. So whatever maybe the pressure change occurs due to suction, it will be measured here. One scale is provided here, and inclination we can set inclination to differentiate, otherwise there is no much more difference. So due to inclination we can measure the difference. We will measure here difference, and this pressure will be available in water column. So whenever we require, we will change the unit of this pressure. This mechanism, again you can see it is connected by thread with indicator. Okay. During working it is reciprocating. It is reciprocating similar way as piston. When piston moving upward, this round bar coming parallel with piston. But here scale is reduced. Piston moving 10 cm, then it is moving 1 cm. This is a hypothetical value, but this is similar way for reduced scale. And this reciprocation is similar to piston, and it is transferred to the indicator instrument by thread. So, due to reciprocation of this mechanism, thread is also reciprocating, and this thread is tie up with the indicator instrument. We will discuss completely in subsequent slide. But here, this is the cam. This cam is assembled with the crankshaft, and this cam generating reciprocating mechanism synchronized with the movement of the reciprocating movement of the piston with reduced scale. This lever is useful when we want to operate this mechanism. So during testing it is required, otherwise we disconnect this lever and this mechanism will not operate. So during rotation, this mechanism create reciprocating mechanism, reciprocating motion. This is cam. So here you can see the movement. It is reciprocating. Okay, so this is the maximum movement. We may say this is smaller value as compared to piston. This is crankshaft, piston. This thread I have shown the reciprocating mechanism for operated with crankshaft cam. This thread is connected with this steel bar. So this thread is reciprocating when we are operating this indicator instrument. This thread is reciprocating. This roller will rotate forward and reverse direction on this axis. This roller is rotating alternatively clockwise and anti-clockwise. This thread is winded over this bottom end of this roller. This clip is provided to fix the paper. So we will wind paper roll over this surface. This roller movement is sync with the movement of the piston. Means piston is moving top dead center to bottom dead center. So this is indicating change in the volume in the cylinder. When compression takes place, volume is minimum in cylinder, and when complete expansion takes place, the maximum volume available in the cylinder. So in PV diagram, volume V on x-axis is measured by rotation of this lever, this roller, and change in the pressure is measured by this connection with plunger. This pipe is connected with cylinder, and inside cylinder change in the pressure is acted on this plunger. So this plunger is moving parallel to this roller, and one end is provided with pointer. So this pointer will reciprocate on this roller, and this will rotate forward and reverse. So as per volume it is rotating, and as per change in pressure, pointer is reciprocating over this roller. We will see how it is working. Okay, it is connected in the cylinder with pipe, wing nut, with the help of this wing nut. So whatever the change in pressure is changed inside this pipe. This port is opening in the cylinder, and this is wing nut to connect. Now see, This thread is reciprocating with crankshaft cam. We have seen mechanism which is converting parallel reciprocation mechanism with cylinder. So this is roller, many types of roller to make arrangement, and this thread is connected with this roller. So how it reciprocate? See. Okay, so this is rotating forward and reverse. This is pointer mechanism. Change in pressure due to, if pressure increase, this pointer is moving up. Otherwise it is going downward. So we will fix paper on this roller. And this is spring loaded. This plunger is not freely. Right now it is rotating freely. But here one spring is provided, and spring have some specific spring constant. You have given spring constant 11 kg per cm square per cm. That means 11 kg per cm square pressure is required to lift the spring 1 cm. So spring will be compressed 1 cm when 11 kg per cm square pressure is built up inside the cylinder. Suppose pressure is generated 22 kg per cm square, then 2 cm of this movement of the plunger will take place. But it is not free. So spring constant is important to calibrate the pressure change in this pointer. So here we will wind paper. This is working like our ECG or this cardiogram. This is pencil point. This is generating line continuously, but here roller is rotating and this pointer is also moving as per pressure. So every completion of the 4-stroke, one PV diagram generated. Means every 2 revolution of the engine, one PV diagram will be generated. And here volume is remain constant. Movement of the piston is remain constant, but here change in pressure will be changed as per power production. Inside cylinder, pressure will change as per power production. So PV diagram change as per change in the load. This is PV diagram generated by this movement. So change in pressure means higher is pressure generated, pointer going to up. And when pressure is reducing, pointer remain here, but this roller means this paper is winded in the round foil. This is developed paper. But suppose it is wrapped over the cylinder, then what happens? This roller is rotating. So pointer is going continuously downward slowly, and again this roller is moving reverse direction. So this path is generated by pointer. So here 2 X and Y movement is created by this indicator instrument, and we will generate PV diagram. Then we will measure this area in cm square, whatever may be scale we consider, by planimeter. Planimeter measuring area of this type of diagram. Suppose this is not regular geometry, we can measure by planimeter. So we will measure area by planimeter, and this area will be considered for calculation of the work done. This flywheel is slightly different as compared to other flywheel. Here it is made like pulley. So belt is provided around the periphery. Here 2 pipe is connected. You can see here water is flowing. So here we are supplying water to maintain cooling, because due to the belt friction and belt and flywheel friction, heat generating, and due to the heat belt may be burned. So here we are maintaining some water inside this flywheel space. So it is make periphery of the flywheel cool. This pipe is open in this channel, so it is collecting excess water going downward. Suppose if we are supplying excess water, then what happen? If we are not collecting water, then it is spraying outside. So this is for cooling of the flywheel. Here you can see other mechanism. This pipe is connected with jacket cooling. We have seen starting of this video the opening in jacket, this pipe. Suppose engine is working in field, then there is no such type of water supply available. Here we have availability from overhead tank with pressure. So we are directly connecting with this engine. But if we have not required, we have not available such type of overhead tank. Suppose we are working on road, then there is not available this quantity of water. So we have supply water with additional pump. So we can connect this pump with this engine shaft with pulley, smaller pump, centrifugal pump, and we will supply water from any source. We have to maintain water source also, but pressure is generated with the, or flow is generated with the help of pump. So here it is laboratory condition, so we have available readily this source. This is the arrangement of the dynamometer. Dynamometer is used for measuring the torque. So depends on the radius of the flywheel. We have wrap belt on top of the periphery of the flywheel, and we have provided two mass on both the ends. One end of the belt is connected with spring balance. So whatever may be the downward force acting, it will be measured here. So we will change load here. Mass means if we apply more mass, then more friction will be created on the surface. So we will change continuously here mass, and we will measure the reading. And this spring balance reading is calibrated in kg Newton both scale. So we will measure, suppose we will measure 100 Newton, then we will directly find or calculate the torque here, because the radius of the flywheel, effective radius, is calculated with adding radius of flywheel plus half thickness of the belt. So you can find directly torque 100 Newton into meter, or maybe any value 100 Newton into 100 kg into meter, or whatever may be the unit you have considered in spring balance. So this type of arrangement is provided here. Here you can see the rotation is reverse direction given, because this diagram is taken from other source. But here in our case it will be rotated in clockwise direction. So you can see the arrangement of belt and mass and spring balance in our setup. This is mass. Here mass is provided both ends. This is container of mass, but which have some specific weight. We will add more mass on the end. And this is belt. Belt is provide braking over the flywheel. So we will measure brake power. This is spring balance connected with fixed part, fixed body. Here you can see we have put one more mass. This is cooling water going inside. This is indicating some reading. You can measure reading. It is calibrated in kg. This is fuel measuring tube. It is connected with the fuel tank. This fuel pipe is going to fuel pump via filter. This is filter. Underground, and here it is going to fuel pump. Now it is indicating some reading. We have set some angle and you can see it is indicating some reading. We can introduce dye into water, so it is clearly visible, become visible. Here scale you can measure directly the both column reading. This is measuring pressure of inside of the drum. This is our practical setup, so we are providing drum and this mechanism, otherwise it is not necessary. Directly the inlet is connected with the air filter. We will measure RPM by using tachometer. We have set 400 RPM constant. We will maintain RPM constant and change the load. We will change the load on the dynamometer. So different load condition, we will measure time of fuel consumption, and same time we will measure area of indicator diagram. Same time we will measure the pressure inside the drum. So we can measure the change in fuel consumption, brake specific fuel consumption, mass of air consumption, and we can calculate the brake power. So this all variable will be changed as at constant temperature, at constant RPM, because this is the rated RPM of the engine. 400 RPM is the rated RPM. Rated RPM means the power is produced optimum at this RPM. So we will maintain constant 400 RPM. Other parameter will be changed. We have to maintain one or two parameter constant. Otherwise, you cannot move all parameters. Now see, I am changing the position of this arm. This is rack and pinion mechanism. Inside pinion is connected with the plunger, and plunger is rotated on vertical axis and changing the fuel quantity. You can see the construction of the plunger in any book. It is helical groove is provided on the plunger. So when we move this link left side or right side, the fuel supply will be changed. If fuel supply increase, the engine RPM will be increased. Engine start fast. And when we will reduce fuel supply, then it becomes slow. And this governor is connected with this link. When RPM increase, this flying mass will expand radially. And this is moving axially on this shaft, and ultimately this link is moving right or left. When RPM is increased, it decrease the fuel supply. So engine again going to the rated RPM. When load is increased, RPM will be reduced. Then this governor will operate this link and increase the fuel supply. So again engine will going to low RPM to rated RPM. So you can listen the sound. I am operating this rack of the pump. This is automatic control by govern. But suppose we are using in vehicle, then our pedal is connected with this link. When we accelerate, this link is moving for maximum fuel supply. So it is not provided in all type of mechanism. Suppose our car, then we will operate with this accelerating pedal. So you can see here the movement of the governor. Means governor is moving and this is operated. I am doing reverse. Flying mass is not visible due to this cover. Here inside flying mass is moving this sleeve. It is similar way connected with rocker arm. This is fly mass. This is oil pump. Two pipe is going. One is cylinder and one is crankshaft. Now you can see stopping of engine. During starting I have shown one lever to stop the engine. This lever is operated right now. But see complete stopping of the engine. How we can stop the engine. This is stopping procedure. You have seen one valve, decompression valve was operated and some sound was listened. This is air leakage sound. So what happened here? This valve, this lever is operated and decompression valve make it open. So air is coming inside and going outside. During outside supply of the air, this sound is we have listened this sound. This lever is useful to stop the functioning of the fuel pump, and it is also helpful to remove the air bubbles inside the pipe between fuel pump and injector. When your fuel tank is empty during the starting condition, this pump will suck the air from the tank side, and this air is going between the fuel pump and injector. This is air trapping. So after filling the tank, engine cannot start because the air inside the pipe is compressible. So during compression of the fuel, air will be compressed. So air cannot injected by this fuel pump. So we have to remove the air. Air can be removed by many ways. Some tapping screw is provided. So we can allow fuel to exit and air bubble will be going outside with the fuel. Other mechanism is this hand wheel, this lever. This lever is operating fuel pump manually. So you can move this lever and fuel pump will reciprocate manually. So when air is compressed completely and it become liquid, then the air bubbles will be mixed with the fuel pump. Again, you can open the fuel pipe and you can move this lever. So this lever is also helpful to remove the air bubbles inside the fuel pump, fuel pipe, and for stopping purpose. When you move this lever downward, fuel plunger remain at same position. So suction and compression of the fuel will be not possible. Other method is to operate this rack. This is operating plunger. So when plunger slot is parallel to fuel port, then fuel will be not compressed. So when you move this or this, you will pull this end completely, then fuel supply will be stopped. Third mechanism is to operate the decompression valve completely. So compression will not take place and engine is completely shut down after few time. They will remove first load. This belt dynamometer load was not removed, so engine was not stopped, but right again it will be stopped by proper procedure. Now you can understand how it will be stopped. See, down for decompression valve.